Hey, how's it going? It's another anime guy. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to continue watching Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, where today I will be watching episodes 9 and 10. The series just keeps on going, and I honestly can't wait to continue watching this. Of course, like always, for the people on YouTube, Patreon's got stuff comes out earlier on there. By the time this comes out on Patreon, I would have also reacted to Redline, the movie, as well as Perfect Blue. That'll be on there by the time this comes out. Besides all that, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's just get right into it. Is it showing Brazil or something? Oh, it's you. Requa, was it? I don't remember if that was her name, actually. Ooh. Ooh, looks sick here. That's not one of those that we've seen before. Oh, that thing's massive. Oh. Yeah, that plane reminded me of the big ass plane from the first Captain America movie. Is that Kai? I remember seeing that he had shorter hair in the opening. I mean, he's not wrong. Yes! Ooh, journalist. Okay, I remember in one of the earlier episodes I said that a guy sitting in a chair was Kai because it had like the similar color and hairstyle. But Kai looks good now. He really does. Going in an all-white suit through a jungle, I'm guessing it's the Amazons because they're in South America. But that's crazy. That's crazy. And keeping the suit fully clean throughout that whole thing too? Okay, Kai, I see how it is. Hey, chicken's good, bro.
Mobile Suit の補給も受けられるのか。はい。またその言葉か。わかったよ。お前の名前はハロなんだ。アムロ、元気か？アムロ？
集合の号令が聞こえなかったの？
まさか。
あなた、
Of course I did. I just didn't go.
軍属じゃありませんよ。
悪いけど、ここは軍なのよ。一緒に来なさい。ジャブローが引っ越したって言うんなら、地球連邦軍の新しい拠点はどこ？
Oh, they moved Jaburo?
それを知ったからって、明日にでもジャブローに進行しようという部隊に教えようもないだろ。あんたの部隊に連絡するためにカプセルに戻るのか？
歩いて戻ると4日もかかるわ。
じゃあジャブローで借りるかい？
ジャブローで？
これが献金で作られた船とはね。地球連邦政府の目を盗んでよく建造したものだ。
It's so neat how Kai was one of those guys that were in the original series was at first super laid back and just like taking it all easy, kind of being rude to most people, to pretty much everyone on the white base. Of course, he grew to be like he grew to be a better character, I guess. I don't know what the exact wording I want to say, but yeah. But yeah, it seems like Amato's been chilling. Everyone else, I'm not sure, but it's neat to see how Kai's pretty much just like not only a journalist, but like he's actually being a journalist and actually going through and all that risky stuff, you know. Mm-hmm.
何の権利があってあなた。ただのおもちゃじゃない。こっちの事情も知らずに暴力はいけませんよ。甘ったれるな。貴様が准将が言っていたニュータイプのパイロットらしいな。そんなんじゃない。嘘だな。口ではそうは言っても増長がある。
油断があるからミーティングにも遅刻をする。
ハロは情報を持った記憶チップを持ったロボットだと分かったんだ。
貴様は情報部員じゃなかろう。ならパイロットをやることが先だ。そうでなければアーガマから放り出されて今頃は宇宙に行っていたかもしれんのだ。
あんたって
つべこべつべこべとなぜごめんなさいと言えんのだ。
暴力はいけない。あ
Kind of contradicting yourself there because you have resorted straight to violence a few
気が
times.
ついた概入タイプ。ウォンさんを相手にするからそういうことになるんだよ。
不人じゃないですか。
何が？
僕が一方的に暴行を受けていたのに黙って言ってしまったあなた方のことですよ。
軍隊っていうのはああいったものだ。
軍人じゃないんでしょ。
エウーオの出資者だ。大切な人だ。
カミーユ。
暴力肯定なんですか。
支度を急げ。
嫌ですよ。エマさん。
軍隊というところは理不尽なところよ。
殴られたくなければ自分のミスをなくせ。
今日まで生きてこられたのはあなた一人の力ではないのよ。
僕の力があったからアーガマはここまで来られたんでしょ。
そのうぬぼれが今にあなたの命を落とすって分かっているから、その上であなたのような見込みのある人に生き残ってほしいと考えて。
僕は見込みありません。自閉症の子供なんだ。
自分の都合で大人と子供を使い分けないで。元気かカミーユ、元気か。
But yeah, he's kind of just being spoiled right now.
目立つ色になったから気をつけろ。
味方に撃たれないためには仕方ないですよ。大尉の色は人気がありますからね。ウォンをなんで怒らせたんです？
カミーユがのそのそしているからさ。
You decided to stay on the Argama,
新型がいる。
but you're not helping out, so you can't. If you're not going to help out, you can't expect them to keep you there.
遅くともあと30分もすれば。
ジェリドの発信は
ハイザックの調子が良くないようです。
隔離婚の作戦に間に合わんのか。
間に合わせます。ジェリド中尉は名誉挽回のチャンスを待っていたのですから。
緊急発進をやる。追いつかなくっちゃ。
了解。
カミーユ、キャッチしろ。
カミーユ、行きます。
But yeah, I kind of get the reason why they're being so hard on him right now, because, like I said, sort of while the episode was playing, the Titan guys were talking. He's being, he was being spoiled, and he is currently acting spoiled because he came onto the Argama pretty much as like as a pilot, you know. They believed in his potential as a pilot, and they're like, okay, we could use him if he's going to be on our side. Him joining their base, joining Aug, my bad, and like and continuing to pilot, but not wanting to be like a part, like a soldier, you know, is kind of selfish on his part. And not only that, but doing all that and then not showing up to the thing, the sortie, pretty much. Yeah, I get it. And he is pretty much acting arrogant, thinking whenever someone says like it's that arrogance of yours that would lead to someone killing you, and he's always like, no one's gonna kill me. Like he's always has that attitude of like, I'm not gonna die, that sort of thing. But he can't like back it up, you know, because he's still learning how to pilot the Mark II. And not only that, but one day he was talking to Emma, and he was like, if it wasn't for me, the Argama would have been destroyed by now. And it's like, most likely not. They have not only the mobile suits, but they also have Char. So I feel like they most likely would have been fine. Of course, they would have taken more damage, that's for certain. But I feel like they most likely would have been fine. So it's just, I get it. It's a lot of him being arrogant on his side. And with Hado, Hado could have the location of where Amuro might be. That he might have. I'm not entirely certain if he would, because it seemed like to me that he was destroyed on the white base, and that's the last place that Hado was, and not with Amuro on Earth, nor would he have knowledge of Amuro being on Earth. But yeah, information on the white base at this point just wouldn't be very useful, I don't think. Especially since most technology technology has advanced far past like what the white base had. So it's not like knowing about the white base would really help. Unless Hado, like I said, has information on where like Amuro could be on his exact location. Or even just an approximate, you know? Ooh. Tight squeeze.
ガンダムマーク2も出た。
予定通りだ。発進の準備をしろ。ここがエウーゴの補給をしているとも考えられます。
バース大佐はここを無傷で手に入れるつもりだ。
なるほど、攻撃をしないで恩を売っておく。
国はさしておく。
クワトロ隊ってこうなるって分かってたのかな。嫌いだな。ずっと試されてるみたいだ。
Kind of how Bright was with Amuro. Except Char's being a lot nicer with Kamille so far.
クワトロ隊が入港だ。作戦開始だ。よろしいか、クワトロ隊。
5分時間遅れ。
どういう作戦なんです。
ティターンズの艦をぶんどるんだ。
カミーユは私について後方援護だ。
はい。
Nice. Ooh.
動かなければ攻撃はしない。
I mean, it makes sense. You want to capture the ship if you destroy any Hyzak that you find. Especially that close to the ship, it'll just destroy it. What's up? Ooh. Oh yeah, and they're gonna attack the Argama.
次だがやれたじゃない。
違うんです。何か感じませんでしたか。
感じた？何をだ？
アンマンに戻りましょう。
こちらの作戦はまだ終了していない。
でも
わがままは
違いますって。
ビッグディアス、エマキ、出ます。
エンジンの立ち上がり時間だけ持たせてくれ。
了解。ジムカッキ、分散するな。港口へ。
声が聞こえた。エマメ抜け抜けとエウーゴのパイロットか。
カクリコン注意。
アンマンのことが気になりませんか。エマさんのこと。
アンマンが襲われる可能性は。そうか。君とエマ中に襲った連中が。
Yeah.
戻ります。
頼む。
Camille just have to tell him what he thought might be happening.
あの感触は間違いなくエマさんだ。
エマもらった。
No, I don't.
裏切りは。
Ooh, I like how they detailed out that inner part so you can see like along like the axis that the eye thing moves along. Ooh, that.
裏切り者は地獄へ落ちろ。
Oh, you got your arm. Camille? Camille. Nice. Nice, Emma. Oh.
避けた。なんだと、あいつ。
Yeah. One down. Yeah, see how they can reload the beam rifles as well. Before, and it was just like once it runs out, just get rid of that thing.
間に合った。
カミーユ、カミーユ、ハッチ開けなさい。あなたはグラナダの作戦が終わっていないのに勝手に戻ってきたんでしょう。
違いますよ。分かったんです。エマさんが危険だって。
バカおっしゃい。
本当ですってば。エマさんが助けてくれって言ったんです。そんな感じがしたんです。そうい錯覚かもしれませんけど。
どんな風に？
悲鳴を上げているようなエマさんがふわっと。
ごめん、カミーユ。ありがとう。
誰かマーク2を港まで運べ。
キャプテン、自分でやります。
若いのにやらせる。
僕が一番若いんでしょ。
ぶっ飛ばされたいのか。
はい。
I want the young guys do it. I'm the youngest guy here, so I may as well do it.
あのな、レコアさん。
勝利。
Yeah, Requa.
空でのエウーゴの動きがそんなに差し迫っているっていうのなら、俺だって空へ帰りたいんだ。
わかりました。しかし、個人的に親しい口の利き方だけは慎んでください。
慎みましょう。
He's always done that, at least as long as I've known him. Yeah, end of the episode. Okay. Gotta be honest, in this episode at least, to me, not a whole lot happened. Obviously, a lot did. But in terms of like what really happened in this episode, I feel like is mainly having to do with like just Kamille as a new type. Because beforehand, we've seen him have like, I guess, improved abilities just with how fast he's learned how to pilot the Mark II, as well as some like intuition with being able to dodge certain things that might be like behind him, or being able to tell that someone's gonna, or like with Lila, that how when there was a part where he was hiding and he knew exactly when she was gonna pass by an opening so that he could shoot at her. But here we've seen like his most drastic like improvements or drastic showings of his new type's abilities. Because like how he was saying, or not how he was saying earlier, but how like Emma or Quattro might have been saying earlier, how even the guy that they were talking about, the investor, one of the Aug's investor, that guy that beat up Kamille, how Kamille is a new type. Everyone's saying this, but Kamille keeps denying it. Almost as if, not even as if in a way that he's putting himself down. Not like that, but in a way that like he's arrogant, almost like in a form of arrogance, that like he thinks that him being so good isn't because he's a new type, it's just because he's that good. It isn't because of his improved maybe intuition, reaction time, or psychic abilities from him being a new type. It's almost as if he's thinking like, I'm a normal guy and I'm just better than all of you. It's almost like that's what he's thinking, in my opinion. Which is also why everyone else says that's like arrogance on his part. It's nice to see how he's gotten to fix up Hato a bit more. It seems like Hato is mostly functional and sees Kamille as its like owner at this point. I wonder if Camille's gonna go back and try and just get more information from Hato. It's interesting to see Char piloting a golden Gundam, let alone the fact that we haven't seen a golden Gundam this whole time. We've seen a yellow, in the original series we saw a yellow mobile armor, the one that looked like circle, like it had a mouth and whatnot, that just showed up quickly like it in one episode and immediately got destroyed. But other than that, we haven't really seen any yellow ones. I mean, not interesting, but it makes sense to see Amado, I'm probably gonna keep mistaking Kamille for Amado. My bad about that. But it's nice to see Camille's hesitation when it comes to killing people in person. Because from what we saw, he did pull the trigger when they were at that operation, just going to take on, trying to capture the Titan base. But he didn't open his eyes. He closed his eyes and was kind of just going to shoot and hope he hit them. But he didn't want to see it himself. Oh yeah, obviously. Obviously. We got to see Kai in this episode with Miss Ensign Requa. That was nice to see. I wonder what more they're going to do, because it seems of course, Aug is trying to destroy the Jabuto base. The Federation's Jabuto base. And I wonder how they managed to move the whole base in a few years at that. Because that was a massive base. It's nice to see Kai back. It seems Kai's as Kai said, he wants to get back in space, so he might join AUG. That'll be interesting to see if that happens, which I feel like he would, because by the sounds of it, he wouldn't. And from what I know, from what we know about him, at least in terms of the original series and now, he wouldn't be the type of guy to join the Federation as it is now. I will say it's nice to see. Of course, new types are already an established concept because the original series, new types are already an established concept, so it's really a matter of just expanding upon it, and people already know about them, so you don't have to like reintroduce it to everyone. But it's nice to see Kamille's new type abilities getting shown a lot earlier in the series, so we can see a lot more having to do with it. And since we can already assume that there's more new type people in the world, not just the world, in space, just in the series, there are more new types now. I'm guessing we could see, it wouldn't be wrong to assume that there's going to be a lot more new type soldiers on either side, at least as the series goes on. But one more thing I want to touch on, is Char not really using his new type abilities? Because obviously at the end of the original series, when Char was trying to use them, they weren't very developed. He had potential for new type abilities, but he didn't really have them. Like, he had the potential, like, he was technically a new type, but he didn't really develop his abilities, you know? So I'm wondering if he just still hasn't really developed them, because I thought he had a bit by the end of by the end of the original series. He developed them a bit, but I'm guessing they're just not nearly as strong as like psychic abilities go and all of that. But yeah, let's get into episode 10. This is how we're starting off this episode. I do not like when they show that glass. Reunion. I'm guessing between Kai and Char? Reunion. No, like, they really knew each other. Like, of course they fought, but they didn't really know each other, you know? Ooh, fiddling with the...
ロボットだって昔のことを知ってるっていうのに、俺はちょっと前のことも忘れる。
いい加減に軍になれたら、これじゃいつまでもウォンさんの修正を受けるわ。
Yeah.
殴って気合を入れることよ。アーガマは正規軍でないから甘いけどね。
気をつけます。
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when Amado went to met people from the actual military. Like, that's pretty much what the argument is. It's like the white bases crew. So they're all pretty chill. They're more normal. In fact, more chill, if anything, because if it was Bright that was at the helm here, he would have still beat the hell out of Kamille like he did with Hamado. Just like punching him, depending. But yeah.
フライングアーマーですか？
ああ、カミーが言ってたろ。ゼータガンダムとかって。
Okay, okay.
入用の
その試作品ができてな。変形部分を使ってマーク2を大気圏突入させる。
これウェーブライダー以外の機能もついてますね。
ああ、地球戦闘用のホバー機能だよ。
でも地球に攻撃をかけるということは地球を汚染することになりません？
我々は核もガスも使わない。ティターンズの拠点を叩けばこの戦いは終結をする。
そうでしょうか。クワトロ隊員は本当はお嫌なのでしょ、この作戦。
しかしジオン共和国がティターンズと手を結ぶ心配もある。元を叩かねばならんのさ。
入港完了か。
あ、全部ハッチ開きます。
What's up?
ジャマイカンはマラサイのテストを兼ねた出撃なら許してくれると言っている。
俺に？
ああ。
どうだ。
サチュアヌですね。色は塗り直してますが。
私にはわからんが。
船乗りには船のちょっとした違いでわかります。
そうか。直ちにここを発進しよ
う。I'm guessing that Sichuan that they said was one of the ships that's part of their fleet.
アーガマが発進します。
よし、荒領事をやるぞ。
いい加速だ。絶対にガ ガンダムマーク2を沈めてみせる。
No. No.
ザイルらしき
Nice.
飛行機対接近。
何？
Oh.
やるな。アーガマが出られなくなった。アリス、聞こえるか？角度修正。左、コンマ01度。
モビルスーツ隊を出してください。
お前に命令される筋合いはない。やってる。
Don't give me orders. I'm doing it.
遅いぞ。
こいつの寸法合わせがあったんだよ。
フライングアーマーのか。カミーユマーク2出ます。頼む。
Okay, let's see how this flying armor
これは
goes.
メモか。
Nemo? Or what? That green thing?
これなら。
Oh, nice.
カミーユか。
Yep.
あそこに敵。
Oh. Oh, yeah.
カグリゴン、ガンダムマーク2が見えた。他のモビルスーツは気にするな。あいつだけは引き離す。
Yeah, it's pretty much showing that they have to focus on.
スーツが入った。
行ったぞジェイド。キャッチした。
Leading him straight to Jade.
背
Ooh.
中を見せる。ターンが速い。
Oh, straight through your shield.
やはり新型か。
Ooh, nice smoke cloud. Oh, what was that? What did he use the cluster rocket as from earlier?
これもカミーユってやつなのか。
やるじゃないプチモビールは。
Oh.
敵のモビルスーツが入っているおかげで敵艦のミサイル攻撃はない。ビビるなよ。
ミノフスキー粒子厚く神行き出ません。
何かの都合で通じることもある。呼び出せ。
は。
Yeah, Kamille has gotten a lot better when it comes to piloting the Mark II though. He really has. Coming off from like how he piloted it, I think it was the second episode that he first started piloting. Coming off from that, he has gone a lot better. A lot better. I feel like part of it has to do with the fact that his new type abilities are coming out a lot earlier. Cause like I would say Amuro was not this good at piloting the Gundam when he first started, like giving a similar time frame. I feel like it was just because Amuro's abilities as a new type developed much later. But then that also helped because by the time his new type ability started actually to like come out, like he was already so like skilled at piloting the Gundam that it just like multiplied his skill like exponentially after that point. Whereas with Kamille, I wonder because he's learning how to pilot the Mark II, yeah, but as he's learning it like earlier on, his new type abilities are also developing, so I wonder if that'll make him a better pilot or somewhat not as good of a pilot as Amuro, because the his new type's abilities might be like serving as a bit of a crutch to help him learning the Gundam. So he's not really like learning the Gundam as much like technically, and more just relying more on his new type abilities, you know? Because I feel like when it came to Amuro, he developed his new type abilities later, giving him more time to develop his actual like piloting skills. But yeah, moving on. Continue on with the episode. Ooh.
ここまでだな。
何？
もっと生きていればいいパイロットになれたものを。
Sure. Oh.
撃てるだけのエネルギーが来ないのか。お。
金色のやつ。
Not Char. Oh my god, Char would have been such a horrible death to see the guy in that.
失敗したなら覚悟で逃がすか。
神行き戦列から離れすぎだ。アーガマは出航した。
アンマンは
お前たちは作戦を確実にやればいい。俺たちの採掘用のマシンは武器にだって転用できるのだからな。
でもまた来ます。
何？構うな。
でも
来い。
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like if you're gonna get caught up by every move they make, then you won't ever have a chance to retreat. But
無残と逃がすのか。あのチャンスを逃がしたのだ。アレキサンドリアと合流する。
英雄モム、どこへ向かって出撃しようというの。
you're going straight to the attack on Jabito, right?
アレキサンドリアとボスニアを撃沈しなかったのか。
はい、撃沈の確認していません。
それは無理な注文だ、キャプテン。
あと30分。追撃がなくなったと確認したら集結ポイントへ向かう。
Yeah, even if you guys want to attack Jabito, wouldn't it make it like harder if you're getting attacked from behind by the Alexandria at the same time that you're attacking the Jabito?
いたか。アンマン戦ではよく防戦してくれた。艦長として全クルーに代わって感謝の意を表する。
ありがとうございます。
Good job.
もうしばらくそのまま待機していてくれ。そうしたら休め。
ありがとうございます。
すごかったわ。あなた
Looking a lot more like a soldier now.
なあ、
どこ行くの？
部屋に置いといたハロの調子を。
待機中でしょ？
いいじゃない。カミユが来るまでは持たせるよ。
ありがとうございます。
I feel like he has to get something out of Hado. I just wonder if it'll be like locations.
やっぱり船ですね。
そうか。
左翼索敵中。
何？
モビルスーツらしきものの影も捕まえました。
おいおい。クワトロ隊。
ハロー飛ばすな。
避けますよ、ハロは。
He did not avoid him at all. He went straight to him.
テンプテーション、ブライトキャプテンのだ。
Oh yeah, I mean, it makes sense because yeah, it makes sense if it's bright actually, because obviously Kamille and Rekko are still on Jabito. They'll be escaping that soon, and I'm guessing yeah, because Bright was sent off by Bask. Bask pretty much like gave him an order to like, I'm pretty sure was it to tell his higher up something. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it makes sense if it was him already leaving Green Noah too. And just returning back to Earth, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. If it was, yeah. Because last time we saw Bright, he was getting ready to depart from Green O2.
クワトロバジーナ、百式出る。
I wonder if they've actually met
発射します。
Bright and Quattro Char. Because obviously there's a lot of history between them. We don't know what might have happened, what was it, the 7 years since the 1 year war, but I don't know if they've ever met in person.
なんでシャトルがこんなところを飛んでいるんだ。
Yeah, my boy Bright right there. Oh.
無駄を撃つな。救助を求めた艦艇もティターンズのものかもしれないんだ。
What are you? What is that? Seems like a mobile armor?
何？なんだ？
What the heck?
モビルアーマーに見えた。
Yeah, yeah,
モビルアーマー。
Okay. You got this, you got this.
あれに乗っている男のプレッシャーか。
カミユ。
テンプテーションに。
高速な。消火剤をまけ。カミユ。
はい。
Come on, just get right back to the Argama. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking that the shuttle looked massive, but it's just a bunch of people that escaped Green Noah 2, huh? I'm pretty sure that's where Kamille lived before.
クワトロ隊が言ってたが、モビルアーマーだって？データバンクにはないし、直視だけじゃ。
Yeah.
接触ができないんだ。頼む。シャワー浴びたら整備手伝うから。寝とけよ。 ありがとう。
また船を失う艦長をやってしまいました。
ホワイトベースのことを気になさる必要はありません。あれは地球連邦軍にとって。
いやいや、沈んだことには変わりはありませんよ、クワトロ大佐。
私は大尉です。ブライト中佐。カミーユ美談。ガンダムマーク2のパイロットです。
カミーユ。
Yeah. I don't know if she was gonna recognize him.
あなたに会えるなんて思ってなかったカミーユ
Everyone's watching.
ファ、どうしたんだ。
父さんも母さんもティターンズのバスクに捕まっちゃったのよ。
バスクになぜだ。
Yeah, why?
マーク2を盗んだ紙秘をしているから。それで
ファーは
ブライトキャプテンに助けられて。
そうだったのか。ティターンズめ。
Yep. Okay. I will say, the reunion came a lot later in this episode than I thought it would. Just because, like, a lot of stuff that's happened in this series, like, especially if it's in the title, like M Machine's decision, that episode, it was pretty much, it happened, like, at the start of the episode or, like, kind of around the middle. I don't remember exactly where in the episode it happened. But then that had to do with the whole episode, whereas here, the reunion came all the way at the end, and most of the episode has to do with actually saving Bright's capsule, pretty much. So I'm surprised that happened so much later. Yeah, like last episode, as I said, Kamille seems to be getting significantly better when it comes to piloting the Mark II Gundam faster than Amuro did. He's not only getting better at piloting it, but his strategies given different situations are also improving. He's not just like fighting, he's using like his surroundings, like when they were on the moon still, how he just blasted his thrusters to create a smoke cloud in order to, which essentially like baited Jared into coming in, pushing, then he shot the, what was it? It's not really a cluster, but like the shrapnel rocket. I don't know what the name for it would be exactly, which ended up giving him the advantage in that encounter. I feel like after what happened in the last episode, Kamille has really like calmed down. Like after what happened in the last episode, Kamille has really, he seems to really be getting along with everyone a lot more. Like, he seems to be just, at least in this episode, except for in the ending when he heard what happened to Fa. What's her name? Fa, yeah. Except for when he heard what happened to her, because obviously she's his friend. And so hearing about how Bask pretty much did to her what he did to his parents, which was he took his parents hostage, and who knows what he'll use her parents to try and force her to do. But yeah, overall in this episode, Kamille has been very friendly, honestly, because in previous episodes he's been a lot more like stuck up, arrogant in a way, and just kind of overall unfriendly. Just like whenever he, like a lot of times when he talked to someone, like when he like towards, like sort of around when Rekua left, he was a lot like frustrated, angry. Of course his parents had just passed away, so it makes sense. But yeah, now he's a lot friendlier. He was a lot more upbeat, like he had a smile on his face. Yeah, and this interaction when he was fixing Hado and Emma came in when he spoke to her. Yeah, it was just good vibes overall. Not only that, but here, this blonde guy, I forgot his name. I cannot remember for the life of me. When that blonde guy complimented him here, Kamille even like saluted, like, thank you very much. Like, that's a complete change in character right there. Because beforehand, he would not at all would have saluted, because of just like, he didn't want to be a soldier. But I feel like after what happened last episode with the investor guy, like really like beating him up, and everyone pretty much telling him like that's how it is in the army or whatnot. I feel like he's opened up to the idea a bit more to being a soldier, especially with how people are like, if you don't want to be a soldier so bad, then, or if, like, if you don't want to be a soldier and you want to be on the Argama, then they're just gonna kick you out, you know? So yeah, that was very interesting. Jared again seems to be losing. He seems to be doing nothing but losing. Capricorn, I feel like he would have, is that what his name is? If that's his name, if that's not his name, you know who I'm talking about. I feel like he would have died by now. Honestly, in my opinion, I fully expected him to be dead by this point in the series. I felt like with a lot of like the original series and how this series had been running up till now, because obviously Jared is kind of like Kamille's main rival, so it makes sense for him to keep going. But I fully expected him, Capricorn, to be dead by now. So I wonder what they're planning on doing with him. And yeah, not only that, our first time seeing a mobile suit in this entire series. It looks so different from any mobile suit we'd seen before, because beforehand we'd seen mobile suits with like arms. We saw the, I don't remember what it was called, but we saw that big one that had like legs, that had its nails on fleek that were purple. It was, I don't remember what it was called exactly, but yeah, we saw a bunch of different mobile armors. I'm guessing this one's also one, obviously a much newer one. It looked so different compared to previous ones. And other than that, it was great to see Bright again. It really was. It seems like at this point, Bright has decided to leave the Federation, I assume. Because he didn't want to, he said that he sent out a signal that it might have been picked up by Titans, but he sent it out hoping that Aug would have received that signal and come to rescue him. And it seems like he also saved a bunch of people from the grips or Green O2, which is all those people that were on the capsule with him. He called here, taking a role of a captain who's lost his ship, Captain Quattro. I feel like he knows that that's Char. I feel like he does, which is why he called him Captain Quattro, because he called him captain because of Captain Char, because Char was a captain, and Quattro quickly corrected him and told him, I'm not a captain anymore, I'm a lieutenant. So I'm guessing Bright knows that that's Char. I'm guessing. Just because of the rank that he called him by. And yeah. These last two episodes have been, honestly, there's been action, but it's been a lot more relaxed because they haven't been so emotional as like the episodes that came before them. My reaction before involved Camille's mom's death and followed by Camille's dad's death. And these two episodes, obviously people have died, but it's not like characters that we know and care about have died, or we haven't seen Kamille break down in one of these episodes, which is great. So although there's been a lot of action, it's been intense, at the same time they feel almost relaxing just because they weren't emotionally heavy. Overall, these episodes have continued to be great. They've continued to be great, and I fully believe that the series will continue to be great all the way through. As always, as I said at the beginning of the video, Patreon, it'll be down there. You know what I said earlier. Or if you don't worry about it. Anyways, this has been episodes 9 and 10 of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, and I hope I'll see you guys next time for episodes 11 and 12.